Welcome. So, first thing I want to do is I want to point out a few of the great supporters that we have here today. So first and foremost, I want you to do me a favor, and I want you to look to your left. Everybody look to your left. All right, now turn around and look to your right. You see those people? Those are the people and the businesses that we, the Elk Grove Chamber, are here to serve. What we do is for you, and we appreciate the time, effort, and financial support that you provide to the Chamber. So please give yourselves a huge round of applause. You can stand for it too. Come on. No standing? All right, we'll work up to the standing here in a little bit. All right. So a few more folks that I want to thank. I particularly want to thank the guy who has the best job in the chamber. A good friend of mine, and his job is the immediate past chair. It's Oscar Ocon. Besides being a good friend of mine, he was very instrumental in helping me prepare for this year, and so thank you very much, Oscar. I appreciate you. Also, I think we had the board stand up before. See, I'm going to get people to stand up one by one. No, but if you're on the board, if you would do me a favor and please stand. Board members, stand. All right. Do me a favor, folks. Please take a look at them, because what they do is they are here working for you. They are taking time to help build a better community in Elk Grove, and so I want you to please give them a round of applause as well. Now, I won't make them stand up because they were standing up for just a minute before, but Leadership Elk Grove, I want to thank you for being here today, and congratulations on beginning your journey of learning more about Elk Grove and learning what it is to become a leader in Elk Grove. I challenge to you this year to please find some cause, find something that speaks to your heart. Find something that speaks to your soul. And after Leadership Elk Grove, follow that. Become a board member, work on their committees, volunteer. What we're asking you to do with what you learn is to become more involved in the community. So thank you very much for being here, and thank you for starting this journey. And of course, I definitely want to say thank you to Kaiser Permanente for sponsoring us today and for being a premier partner. We really appreciate you being a partner in making Elk Grove economic conditions better and working for a better chamber. So thank you very much, Kaiser. Now, one thing I forgot to do, I forgot to use one of my props here. On your table, you will see a pamphlet like this. Have you ever heard the little story that goes something about, or the riddle about if a tree falls in the forest and there's no one there to hear it, does it make a sound? And a lot of times in a lot of service clubs that I've been in, people don't want to crow about the things that they've done because they feel it's self-serving. But it's important for us as chamber, as service clubs, as a number of different things, it's important for people to know the things that we do. So this card that's on your table, please take it home with you, review it a little bit, and realize that this is what your chamber did for you last year, and what you're going to hear now is more about what we're going to do for you this year. So we're here today for the annual membership meeting. It's the time for us to get together, to break bread, reconnect, and set the tone for our year ahead. It's the time to do a bit of reflection on where we have been and where we're going. It's a time to discuss and commit ourselves once again to the goal of our members. It's the time for us to say to one another that we are invested not just in our mutual successes, but in the success of the entire Elk Grove community. Now, by most measures, the economy is doing well. The unemployment rate is low and the gross domestic product is up. You hear that in the news. In recent quarters, there's been some concern about a slowdown in the economy, but so far, we're doing overall well. In Elk Grove, we're doing generally well too. There's been some slowdown in retail activities, but generally, we're doing good. And I think things are going to get even better. We're glad to see the demolition begin on our Ghost Mall. Soon we hope to completely exorcise ourselves of the last remnants of our unfortunate monument to the Great Recession. It is, of course, bittersweet, as we had hoped for a large retail center that would provide shopping opportunity for our community. And, of course, business opportunities for the businesses that are already here. We're looking forward to the start of construction on the casino, as it can serve as a catalyst for more jobs and business opportunities as well. Frankly, I'm bullish on Elk Grove. Like most of you, if not all, I'm heavily invested in Elk Grove. This is where I grew up. It's where I live. It's where I do business. It's where I meet my friends. And I think that we're all here because we believe in Elk Grove, and we believe that by working together, we can continue to build a fantastic place to work, stay, play, and do business. Now, this is not to say that the Chamber and its members don't have challenges. We do. Across the country, chambers have challenges from competition, stereotypes, and atrophy. We can dwell on these challenges, or we can transform. We can take our successes and use them as a platform for transformation. We need to become a catalyst for business growth, a convener of leaders and influencers who get things done, and champions for a thriving community. So the goals I want to tell you today surround just that. How we, the Elk Grove Chamber, can transform into an organization that is recognized as a catalyst for growth in Elk Grove. How we, in cooperation with others, can become the enabler, the flashpoint, the ignition for growth for our members. I want to talk about how this year we will be recognized as a convener of leaders and influencers who connect and collaborate to get things fixed, to move us forward. And of course, I'm going to explain how the Elk Grove Chamber can be recognized as a champion for a thriving community. Not just a thriving business environment, but how we can be a champion for the Elk Grove community at large. So specifically, our goals this year. We're developing a business expansion and retention program focusing on small and large businesses in Elk Grove. In partnership with the City of Elk Grove and others, we will be reaching out and building relationships with the larger employers in Elk Grove. Through this outreach, we intend to improve the communication to better understand the issues of larger employers and, at the same time, create opportunities for our small businesses. When the large employers in Elk Grove stay and thrive, there is a symbiotic benefit to smaller employers and, of course, a benefit to the Elk Grove community. Now, to specifically assist small businesses, we are taking on two efforts this year. We often hear concerns about how small businesses that want to come to Elk Grove, and from small businesses in Elk Grove that are looking to expand, they don't know where to go. They don't know how to get help. And they don't understand the processes. They don't have the budgets of larger companies who typically hire a consultant. And they have to navigate the labyrinth of local agencies that's sometimes daunting and confusing. In Elk Grove, Water, sewer, fire, permit, zoning, all of that require an applicant to find their way through a maze of people and places. This year, we intend to build on work previously done by our Government Affairs Committee, work that was done to help understand the permitting process across agencies. We're working to develop a small business roadmap to help guide aspiring and existing small businesses to get from idea to business in as short of time as possible. In addition, we will implement a beta program for a small business concierge webpage. It will serve as a place where small businesses can come and get answers. We're not going to claim that we know all of the answers, but what we do know is the right people to help us find those answers. So this place will serve as this page will serve as a place to get help for the questions that need to be asked, but you don't know where to get the answer. And of course, we intend to advocate to make our voices, our opinions, and our needs, to make sure that our needs are being met. I think most of us can agree that we love California, but in several instances, the state we love is killing us. The clear and well-reasoned voice of business must be heard by our legislators. So you might be sitting there saying, we're just a small chamber. What can we do? Well, we can join together with other chambers in the area to create a larger force. Well, in fact, we have already. With a coalition of 5 chambers from Elk Grove, El Dorado County, Folsom, Rancho Cordova, and Roseville, we have formed as the United Chamber Action Network, or UCAN. Our lobbyist, Dave Butler, who is unfortunately unable to be here today, has worked with UCAN to develop a policy agenda that together we can advocate for better decisions in the state capitol. So my next prop is this policy agenda for 2019. When you leave today, the policy agenda is on the table as you exit. So I'm gonna explain a little bit about it here in a little bit. So if it sounds as though I'm stealing heavily from the policy agenda, I absolutely am. I just have to put that footnote in there in case anybody thought that I was really that smart. Now on Monday, this coming Monday, UCAN, and other representatives from our chamber, board members, businesses, we're going to have Kaiser will be there, AllData will be there, Rayleigh's will be there with us. We are going to go together and take our 2019 policy agenda to the state capitol to speak directly with 6 legislators from our area and let them know what our priorities are. We're glad to hear that Assemblyman Jim Cooper and Senator Richard Pan will be part of the legislative delegation. We want them to hear the issues that are important to us and provide them the information that they need to help guide legislative policy decisions at the Capitol. So what are we asking for? More sodas in the lunchroom? No. No. It's probably not too much of a surprise, but it's important that we review them a bit. We're asking for the reduction of our tax burden. We want them to support policies that reduce tax burden and regulatory fees. We're asking them to remove unnecessary and duplicative regulatory barriers, to recognize the economic impact of regulation, and eliminate outdated or redundant regulations that are unnecessarily hindering Elk Grove businesses. We're asking them to encourage employment by rejecting policies that increase the cost of hiring and retaining employees and further inhibit employers' flexibility in managing his or her workforce. And while we're at it, we want them to support policies to equip young people with the education and the skills necessary to succeed in the workplace. We want them not only to support policies that improve California's business climate, but more so commit to be a partner in our economic success. And to do so, elected officials and state governments must work to ensure all levels of government commit to the success of private enterprise. We're asking them to increase housing supply to reduce housing costs. We need them to recognize that government at all levels adds significantly to the high cost of housing through regulations, taxes, and fees. To increase California's housing supply, state lawmakers should look beyond providing subsidies and streamlining processes and identify ways to reduce onerous regulations and decrease taxes and fees. And lastly, I don't know how many folks out here use private contractors in the course of their business. But there's been an important decision in the California Supreme Court last year. We're looking for a fix to the Dynamex decision. That recent decision to significantly narrow the definition of independent contractors has caused significant difficulty for the business models of many California owners and individuals. We're asking that the legislature and the governor embrace a thorough and thoughtful fix as advanced by the California Chamber of Commerce and other leading business organizations. Now, beyond UCAN, we will continue to engage independently with our local elected leaders on positions related to Elk Grove business environment, taxes, crime, and transportation. But wait, there's more. There's always more. This year, we will host an Elk Grove Economic Forecast event, which, by the way, will be hosted by one of our new premier partners, AllData. Where's AllData? Thank you very much for being our host. We will convene leaders from different sectors of the Elk Grove economy to present their outlook for the coming year, to explain their challenges, and to present opportunities to the business community throughout the region. We've yet to set, Angie made an update for me. We have set a date for it. It's in October, and it'll be 2019 October. We'll get that specific date out. So look, our Elk Grove Chamber's outlook on the future is very bright. We know that the best way to create better economic future is to be responsible to our customers, our employees, our community, and our environment. We seek not to exploit, but to work together with our community in a spirit of cooperation and mutual benefit. We know that if we do right by our employees and the community, that we're doing right for ourselves. So in closing, I have one idea that I want to leave you with. It's often said that you only get out of chamber what you put into it. Somehow meaning like a game or like a lottery or a raffle, you must be present to win. You know, you've got to go to the mixers, you got to go to the lunches, you got to go to the seminars in order to get any value. We want you to know that as the chamber transforms to be a catalyst for growth, a convener of leaders, and a champion of the Elk Grove community, we want you to know that you will get value even when you can't be here. We're here to fight for you and to be your partner in success. Thank you very much.